right, welcome to another edition of Rsg One Mic. This is a special show for us. This is our annual, tourney, March Madness tournament show. Before I get into it, please go check us out at realsportsguys.com or check us out on Real Sports Guys on all social media platforms. We're trying to continue to produce and put content out. And love to have you follow us and like us and comment. Keep it rolling. All these brothers are also on social media out there sharing their perspective. And so if you find us, please connect with us. And, we love you having us on the underground. But, this is the full show here tonight. So we want to make sure that we are hitting all the good stuff and getting into the business of talking some basketball. Uh, where do we want to start? Well, I want to start a little bit with this on getting into this is a great time, and so I want to reflect a little bit on as you think about your time watching March Madness. Let's just take a little bit of a trip down kind of memory lane and just some of the moments in March Madness that you just remember, as you've been watching this and why you're excited about it, but just maybe highlight some moments that some of your best kind of NCAA memories would be a really good thing to so we can wet the whistle before we get into this year's tournament. Let's start with the youngest because I always like to know what the young folks, what their perspective, because we're a little bit older, so we got a little bit longer runway, myself and Hammer. But I'd love to hear kind of Darnell and like what are some of your best moments, as you've been watching NCAA.
Yeah, I think my favorite moment is it's been the same. It was the same last time we talked about it, and
Mm.
it's probably the same now. It's that Duke versus Michigan State, 2000. I think it was 2019, 2018, 2019. Whatever Duke team had Zion,
Mm.
and Michigan State beat Zion and them to 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 go back to the Final Four. That was a team that had Cassius Winston, Xavier Tillman and the crew. They came and they showed out. That has to be my favorite March Madness moment.
Yeah, it was crazy because I had a chance to uh, watch that Duke team out in Maui up close and personal, and I mean they had a tough loss against the Zags out in Maui, but that was as they were trying to form their team, and Zion and them will walk in. I mean that was a larger than life team, but they lost to Rui and those guys from Gonzaga. That was a great Maui tournament, but you knew these young cats was coming to play, and they're just kind of finding their way. And Zion was a beast, in that Maui Invitational. So that's a great one. Hammer, what are you got a long runway?
Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Long runway. Definitely the baseball pass from Grant Hill to Christian Laettner. That's the
Wow,
best
yeah.
moment against Kentucky I've seen. So that was just amazing with the shot by Laettner, the pass, just the way it was designed, the moment, the shot. It's the best moment. It's the most iconic moment. I mean, people mention that, but for me, just seeing it in real time, seeing it, the amazement of seeing the pass by Hill and then the catch and shoot by Laettner was just tremendous. And so that's the thing I will always remember, always in tournaments. So.
Yeah, mine. I have two moments. One's more personal, and the other one was just crazy because the post game after it was NC State over Houston, and
Mm.
watching that, it was like that was true David and Goliath because Houston was a straight beast. Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, that was, and all I can remember, I mean, it was almost like you watched it, you couldn't believe what happened. But the best part of that last second play, a 3-point attempt with a catch and a last second put in to end it. But the best part about it was Valvano running around, and when he got interviewed, my favorite moment was he's gonna name his firstborn Albuquerque, and that stuff I fell out laughing because Valvano was just incredible. And then my other one is because it's so close to home was Michigan's overtime win against Seton Hall, and just the and this will be my second one when we talk about our next point. But just was a personal thing. Given that I knew guys on that team, I was there when they got blown out by Illinois in that final game in Chrysler Arena. I'm talking a little bit about the story. If you catch it with PJ Bowman, Dr. Bowman, who was on that Flying Illini team, hanging out with him in the hotel room, and then going to see Glenn and those guys. But they took a beating from Illinois. Kendall Gildem took it, and then but then to be in that moment, with Ramil Robinson and them, that was more of a personal. I remember running around my college campus, singing "Hell to the Victors" after that one. But that NC State one. Woo! Because anybody. I mean, Larry Mishaw. I mean, you just name all them cats that was on Houston. There was everybody thought that was going to be a bloodbath, and in NC State find a way. We always talk about the North Carolina win over Georgetown when your boy Brown threw the ball away. I could not believe it. I almost was sick for him. So there's a lot of great moments. Now, great performances. Like, what was individual that had a run that you're just like, man, I remember this cat just was giving people the business in the tournament. Uh, uh, Hammer, was there anybody like an individual performance or a setup performance or a run by an individual in a tournament that just blew you away? I mean, over our lifetime, there's been a lot of good runs by individuals,
Yeah,
but
I said the most iconic was Dan Manning though, because
yeah,
he took a team that really was not a great team, and with his father on the bench, it was just surreal, and
Danny in
took
the
them to the
mirror.
championship. Yeah,
Yep.
so I mean, he really that's where I saw where he was just a one man wrecking crew throughout the tournament, just 6 games of excellence, and so that's really that's one of the most iconic to me. You look at all these performances, Purvis, but really that's most iconic as far as how he dominated every part of the land, as far as defensively, again, offensively, rebounding, passing. He just did it all. But 3 pointers, you need to do that. Other people did that, but the bottom line was that that's the thing that really excited me as far as Manning goes, and I think that's the most memorable I've seen. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a really good one. I gotta go personal because he still got records. People aren't even respecting Glenn Rice's run. They took a
I
beating,
respect it. I respect it.
and
Don't say it. Don't talk
Glenn
for me.
Glenn cooked. And,
Yeah,
and to understand this story, you got to understand that Glenn tried out for the Olympic team because that was, I think, the one John Thompson
he got
coached.
cut. Yeah, he
And
got cut.
John had him playing center. I remember when Glenn came home, he was pissed. I think Coach Thompson had him guarding centers and doing that. Like Glenn could rebound, but he was a legitimate, small forward kind of thing. It
Mhm.
felt just like he got disrespected. So he was already on a mission. And that run, go back and look at the record books. He still hold records from that run. I mean, he was straight up just torching cat. I remember when he took out Carolina. I mean, he was hitting it from everywhere. He was just giving them the business. And I mean, he was vintage. That's what we call him, G Money. He was that run was too much. Was a great one. But the Danny Miracle run, I mean, nobody understands. Like he literally had the team on his back. That one, that's a good one. Young and who the individual run.
Man, can there be an outstanding performance in a loss? Because
However you put it.
Yeah,
I was thinking about one, and the one that came to mind first was Carson Edwards against Virginia in the
he was
Elite
amazing.
Eight.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Carson Edwards, he absolutely destroyed them. But the thing is, they lost. It was a one man. It was kind of a one man show, but he had 42 points. I think he hit like 10 threes. Like it was just ridiculous. And I think he had a great run going up to that as well. But yeah, Carson Edwards, it takes it to me. It takes it from me.
Yeah, so that's what's so great about it, and you never know when that one shining moment. Like when they start to do it, you never know who's gonna have that one shining moment, right? Um, and and who's gonna from the Brown pass where he thought somebody was cutting when Georgetown lost to Carolina, to the Weber calling timeout, to whatever. You got all those moments, the agony of defeat, and that's what I love about about this tournament. So you know, we're going to get into kind of our March Madness stuff, but I want to talk a little bit about our tourney challenge. So if you haven't had a chance to jump in on it, we have our Real Sports Guys tourney challenge going. A lot of fun. You can get to our Facebook page; it's posted there. I'll be pushing out on social media. You still got time to jump in. It's limited spots. The way this thing works is there's 3 prizes, but if any one of the RSG talent is our guys right here, we got Marcus, we got Phil T, we got a whole bunch. We like Wu Tang. But if any one of them RSG of our affiliates or support folks get to that top 3 spots, whatever spot we occupy is no longer available. If we occupy all 3 spots, they go. But if you get that top spot, you get to take home the championship belt. And when you go to our Facebook page, and we'll show it on it, you'll see my man Bob O'Brien, who won it last year. He have to look like a smaller version of Hulk Hogan with that belt on. But we send you the belt, you the champ, and you get to do it. So you get a chance. We'll have it in the description here of the podcast show. We'll have it there, so you can click the link and go on and get in there. We got limited spots. We don't have spots for everybody. We ain't trying to do it. We the Real Sports Guys. We ain't CBS Sports. We ain't ESPN Sports. We ain't got that kind of budget. But if you get into it, it's the underground. You can do it. Hammer. Hammer had to block one of them spots. He was like Matumbo. He had to block one of the spots a couple years ago. He was like Matumbo. He's like, no, we're not gonna let you do it. And so he got the RSG team belt because he held us off. I finally got that to him after it was we got problems with supply and the supply chain is all messed up. Yeah, we finally got it to him. But Hammer's like he's about to deny all y'all. So please come and check us out and be part of it. And we'd love to have you join us on that. All right, we're gonna get into March Madness. We got a lot to talk about here. This is my favorite part of it. So they did the selection show. We got this 4 in and 4 out, all this stuff. But there's a couple teams that there's always some teams that you feel like should get in, and some teams you like, how did the hell did they get in? And so I wanted to maybe have each of us, maybe talk about if there's a team y'all thought, got robbed, should have been able to get in, and if there's a team, we'll talk about a team that you think got a blessing from the committee. They got an early Christmas present. But which team? I'll go with you, Darnell. If you ready? Which team do you think should have made it but didn't make it?
I'm surprised Rutgers didn't make it.
Mm.
I know they had a couple bad losses in there, but I remember Rutgers beating Purdue. I remember them beating Indiana. I remember them beating Penn State a couple times. They beat Maryland. I mean, I don't know. I think if there's a team that I was surprised didn't make it,
Yeah.
that's a team. But if you look at the other teams, really to be honest with you, I think with a pool this large, it's hard for me to be like, I'm mad such and such didn't get in. Well, 66 teams got in, so.
So you got Rutgers. Who do you got? Who do you got? Hammer.
Same, Rutgers. I mean, I realized the rationale. They had some bad losses.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, they lost to Loyola, they lost to South Carolina. So they had some bad losses. So, but they had some great wins, as Darnell said. So, I mean, I think it seems like the committee, punished them for bad losses. I've really never seen. This is the first time I've really seen an outline like this where bad losses really cost the team, a bid with having some great wins. So. I just think in HO flat they lost yesterday in the NIT because they just came out flat.
Yeah.
Hofstra beat them. Yeah. So but you could tell they were demoralized by it. Because I saw them play this year and they were a team that really I thought was a tournament team. Played really well, shot well, all fast of the game, but clearly yesterday showed that they have a propensity to play down their competition, and so that's play up to their competition. So that's the problem that. They're too inconsistent. That's why the committee said no mas.
Yeah, my team is Clemson, and I look at it like this: they beat NC State 3 times. They got a win over Duke. They finished 4th in the ACC, ahead of Pitt and NC State. They were 14-6 in the ACC, and they were 23-10 overall, and they beat Penn State. I'm like, I'm trying to, they had some losses, but if you finish fourth in the ACC, there's no way in the world you could take the fourth team not take the fourth team in the ACC, but take the fifth and the sixth team in the ACC, and the team NC State, which is my other team that I think got a blessing. NC State finished below Pitt and Clemson, so Pitt had to do the first four, right?
Mm-hmm. And they won.
Yeah, so Pitt had to do the first four, but NC State I think, just literally got in, and they lost 4 of their last 5. They were 4-5 in their last 9 games, and they lost 3 of their last 4 games. Sometimes I don't know what these people are looking at. I don't know how you could not take the fourth place team in the ACC, but you can take the 5th and 6th place team. There's no even justification for that.
Strength of schedule is my understanding, at least. That's why my understanding. So
yeah, but there's strength of schedule, but you still got the ACC is like a power.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
I mean,
the
strength of schedule can't, like, there's some common sense with that. Like, you got to look at that and say, well, we're not taking a 4th ranked team in the ACC, but we're taking 5 and 6, and they beat NC State every time. So 3 times this year.
Yeah, they beat them 3 times.
They beat them all 3 times. So it's like, and they got to win over Duke.
Yeah.
That was when Duke was winning. So
Duke
and then had a good run in the ACC tournament, right? So it's like the Clemson one. I know they didn't have the great out of conference thing, and they had this whole thing about being, but you still got to look at. I agree with Bill. You got to look at the body of work. First of all, that's way back then. That's like November. But at the same time, you got to look at the body of work, and you can't look at the body of work and not say that they're not one of the top 64 teams. So that one, and I think NC State, because of that, got a blessing, because like they were losing a lot of games in the last month of the season and still find a way to get in. Do you have a team that got in that you felt like got blessing, that you're like, man, I don't know how they got in?
Yeah, definitely Pitt and NC State. You stole my word. I mean, those are teams that really. I still think Clemson. I don't like the fact when their schedule. I mean, they've the tournaments awarded teams like Georgia several years ago, the Herrick team, when they were like 16-12 or something, but they had a great off schedule. So that's the historic thing. So I understand what you're saying as far as Clemson, but no, I think NC State and Pitt just were very curious picks as far as it goes, especially considering if you didn't think Clemson was that good, definitely. I don't see how NC State and Pitt got in there. So, but again, they have a weird thing with strength of schedule. I know Pitt has a nice strength schedule, so NC State has losses down the road. They want people challenged. They think that challenging schedule will help them as far as a tournament. One and done. But I disagree with that. I mean, one and done is one and done. Anything can happen. Look at Virginia lost to, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. So anything happens. So I think that's a bad rationale.
Not scheduling these mid majors, right? They scheduled Loyola Chicago, like Clemson scheduled Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago had been making it to the tournament, right?
Yeah.
They schedule a lot of teams. They schedule these teams 2-3 years in advance. Were you thinking? So it's like, it wasn't like they weren't trying to schedule a good one, and they played Iowa too. They played Iowa. They lost to Iowa, but they did play Iowa as well. So you right? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But those are two that. What about you, Darnell? Anyone that you felt like got a blessing to get into the tournament when you saw the layout?
No, nobody in particular.
So no one picked. You just like Michigan State got in. We feeling good.
Yeah.
that's kind of how you got it. Well, that's kind of where you coming from. All right. So let me. So one of the things we talk about to try to help out our listeners as I try to pick their bracket. I always gotta give a shout out to my boy Marcus the Game Changer, who got us started on this way back in the day. But we got a can't trust it list. These are teams that on the surface you say, I'm gonna put my check on, because there are people out there who are putting a couple coins on here, and we just want to try to help you out because these are the teams who have helped people lose their house and their cars because they bet on them. Over the years, they whether it's a coach or it's a program, they have cost people their lunch money. They have cost people they rent. They have cost people a car payment because folks just knew these teams was gonna get their money. So it might be a coach, it might be a program, but we put on our can't trust it list. So who you got on your can't trust it list? We'll start with Hammer. Who you got on your can't trust it list?
Man, Gonzaga all day, man.
You
All day.
ain't got no
All
love
day.
for my boy Mark Few, man.
No, it's
That's
not.
my man.
I got love for
I
a few,
understand.
but
I understand why you put him on
been,
there.
I put this
They
way,
got beat down.
If,
They
if
got
I,
beat
if
down
I,
like
I would put my, I
it
would
was
put my house on the line
3-3.
for them.
They got beat
my
down
word
like it was
on the line.
3-3 against Baylor. You're right. They got
Yeah. No, yeah. So no. Yeah. So yeah. So and yeah. So yeah, I saw that game too live. So yeah. So yeah, but they just find a way to lose, man. I mean, that's simple. And so it's a sad situation. But yeah, I think definitely that's Gonzaga. And Gonzaga is the one that really sticks out to me as being the team that can't trust it. Yeah. They should have a title by now. All the championship games they've had, all the legendary games like with UCLA and everything else. And yeah, getting to the final, they still couldn't get there. So yeah, I think definitely that's the thing. But a lot of people think they're a sleeper pick this year. And I'm like, they'll put you to sleep, because they're going to basically take your money. So
they're gonna
yeah, I
take my
definitely
money
think
this year, man. I just,
no, I don't take it. I never felt them,
I
man.
just got
I never
love
felt
for
them with
Mark
shit.
Few. But you're right, man. I can't
No,
deny it. You're right, brother. You're right about God.
Mark
I wanted to
Mark
put
Few's
him.
an
It just
excellent
hurts
coach,
me because
but
I like Mark. I like
I give
him.
him
I like
credit.
Big T.
He didn't go to UW like people said. He didn't take that fool's goal. He didn't try to be like Don Monson. He saw that. He saw Don Monson didn't go to Minnesota, and now he's at Long Beach State.
Yeah.
Not looking
No.
at things. So
Mark
yeah,
is smart. Stay where
he
you at,
stayed
Mark.
there, man.
Keep owning what you got to do. You'll have a breakthrough. Just like Coach K had to do the same thing at Duke way back in the day. When was a long time before Dukes had to do it. Coach K had to stick in there and do his
They
thing.
want to
Mark,
fire Coach K. Coach K was raggedy in the beginning. He wasn't playing.
yeah,
He wasn't
they
doing
want to
well.
get him fired.
Yeah.
Mark is doing a little better than this. People forget that. You and I remember long enough where it was like
I remember. Yeah.
Coach K was like the
The
king of
hot
can't
seat.
trust it.
Yeah, this he was smoking, man.
Yeah,
Hot seat. This was smoking.
he was on the can't trust it Mount Rushmore of can't trust it back then. I mean, and I used to root. That's when he used to have them lunch pail cats back in the day. I was a fan over there, Allard, before he went and got them. Before he went and got he went and got them pretty Rickies. So I ain't gonna mess. But you're right. Okay, Darnell, who you got on the can't trust it list?
All right, so the team that's on my can't trust it list is Tennessee. I don't see anything when I watch them. I don't understand what everybody sees. I don't really see an impressive team at all. But if we're talking historically, who is my can't trust it? It's going to be a person, John Calipari in Kentucky. I know this
won
year.
the title. You can't trust it. Okay, well,
when did he win the title?
He won a title, man. Yes,
I know he
Kentucky.
did. But
Kentucky with Anthony Davis.
Back when Obama was president.
Anthony Davis.
He won a
Yeah,
title in
That you still
2012.
can't trust it, even if you won a title.
He won a title. No,
So, but
I
you
can
still
trust
could.
him.
That even takes it
Mark
even
Few
higher.
got a title.
The
Mark
winning
Few got a
title, the winning title part is what cost you the most money.
I mean, you could say
People are still believing you can do it again, and they've lost their rent on him. I'm with you, Darnell.
They shouldn't be betting their rent.
And the other one is Brad Underwood.
He doesn't even have a long enough record.
He just said Well, you shouldn't be putting no money on him this year. If you are, you deserve to lose it. All right, my two. You both have some really good ones. I was gonna put Calipari, but I feel somebody gonna do it. Mine is even though they won it last year, Kansas is perennial. Can't trust it. I put Kansas on it. This is why. They got double-digit losses this year. People ain't watching. They got double-digit losses against Texas, Iowa State, Baylor, TCU, and Tennessee, who you just talked about. Double-digit losses. No team has won the championship. I was listening this other day who hasn't been top 10 in scoring. I think they are like 105th in scoring this year. You watch the way they play. They work so hard for buckets. They worked last year. They had some easy money snipers. This year they're a little rugged. So, people gonna get on them. And part of it you gotta give a little benefit because Self wasn't doing well towards the end. He's out, so I don't know how that's going to affect them coming in. But Kansas, and then my perennial. I'm not quite sure they're in Hall of Fame like Arizona, like across Arizona, like Arizona. That's your team over there, youngin. But Arizona's perennial. Can't trust it. I got 3 here. Arizona's perennial. I don't care who coaching them. I don't care who coaches them. They got so much talent. I've seen them get like you. They go people have them Final Four. You can have them in the final. You can have them winning. They somehow find a way. Going all the way back to Sean Elliott. They always find a way to cost you money. Arizona. The other one, they ain't been. This team ain't been to the Final Four. I don't think since Reagan was president. Purdue. I just don't trust it. The tournament is about guard play. The tournament to me is about guard play. They center everything around the big fella. And Purdue just finds a way. Like at the end of the tournament, you trying to figure out how they lost. Like coming in. I don't care if it was the big dog. I don't care. Like you can name the teams they've had. And it's like, how did they lose? Purdue is on my can't trust it list. They're perennial. Like I don't think they've been to a Final Four since I
Lee
think
Rose,
Reagan.
yeah, Lee
I
Rose,
think I
Lee
think since
Rose, yeah,
Reagan, right?
yeah, Lee Rose,
Yeah, yeah.
Lee
So
Rose, yeah, former coach, yeah.
Purdue, they look good. They shiny, but they come up against some real and there's some ballers in this tournament. They gonna take that L. They're gonna take that L. So those are 3: Kansas, Arizona. Arizona's in the can't trust the Hall of Fame. I don't care who coaching. Lloyd just got to figure out how to do it. And I love him. He's a good coach, man. And I watch him. I'm telling you right now, no big man get up down the court faster than Arizona's big man. Them cats, when the ball get off the rim, them cats is gone. But they got some cats. Your boy Kerr, Kerr Creasa, whatever. That cat be talking more junk. He be out there doing more stuff, agitating people. They be losing focus every once in a while. They should make it to the finals. They got the team to make a final, but they're gonna cost some people some money this year. All right, who's your sleeper? 5 seed or below, or I'll give you flexibility. But who's your sleeper? Who's your sleeper, Darnell?
You know who my sleeper is.
Ah,
You know who
hell.
my sleeper is.
Ah, hell. Crack kill.
I told you at the beginning of the season, this is the Tom Izzo team. You look at the formula, except for I'll give you one thing, they don't got no big man. And that's
Oh,
gonna end
my
up biting them
goodness.
it's gonna end up biting them at the end, but they can surprise somebody, trust me.
Oh, my goodness.
AJ
So if
Hobart,
y'all in the attorney challenge, we
classic,
know Darnell not going to be a top 3. Hammer,
classic
we need you,
Izzo
man.
guard.
Hammer, we need you.
He's the classic Izzo guard. You know, he gets everybody the ball when they need it. He's tough. He got that swagger to him, and he.
Oh, my goodness.
If you want a real sleeper from me,
No, that's your sleeper, man. You are. I thought today you were gonna go away from this. I just
they're
thought.
17.
I said, well, maybe. Maybe there's a chance he won't drink the Kool-Aid. Now, Izzo don't have too many bad years in a row. Like if he get through the first couple rounds, he'll make a run. And I've been thinking the same thing. So I'm not gonna knock you on it. But I'm just like, man, they look like they work too
I
hard
just
to
don't want
score,
some big
man.
man.
They got, you know what I'm saying? They like they struggle.
No, I don't know. I think they do fine. I think their biggest problem is going to be the big. I don't trust Sissoko. Matty Sissoko is on my can't trust him list. If we had Terrace, if we made a trade, if we had Terrace Reed from Michigan, we win it all. But we don't. We got Sissoko, and then which is questionable, and then we got some other guys that will not be named. So
why you say we got some other guys who would not be named? Why you say it like that?
No, they're bigs, but they're not really bigs. Like they can shoot a little bit, they can grab a couple rebounds, but they're not. You know, they're not gonna protect the rim. They're not real big like that. But next year, tell me why. Watch out next year when Xavier Booker come to town. if a couple of them guards stay, they're gonna make that run for sure.
Oh my goodness! So he said his sleeper is Michigan State, man. He said his sleeper is Michigan State. That's what I'm saying to you. That's what he said. That's what he's telling you. He said his sleeper right now is Michigan State. Uh, who you guys are sleeper?
Boise, man.
Boise. Now talk to me about Boise. I know Boise been balling, but I'm trying to understand why you would say Boise.
Well, I think they're a high scoring team. They're again well coached by Leon Rose, and I think Northwest is ripe to be beat. And I think they're going to make a nice run. So I think they're good tournament team, good veteran team. So that's why I got them.
Mm-hmm. All right, okay.
I don't
I
know
will.
about that one. If they get past Northwestern, they losing in round two.
Yeah. He said Boise, man. I'm not quite. I'm trying to. So my sleeper, and I'm trying to figure out where they got a seed at 6. Is Creighton. Had a chance to
Oh
watch
yeah.
them. Yeah, I watched them a high level competition. The key to them is what's this kid Arthur Kaluma or whatever 24.
Yep.
He's a key to them because when he plays well, the thing about it, I sat next to their AD who talked to me a lot about. Now this brother, I love this brother, but this brother was cussing like he was in the barbershop. I love him. He was a cool brother, but that team has everything to. When I saw them, I'm like, this is the Final Four team. They've struggled a little bit here, but I think a tournament environment like this can right their ship. Was it Kalkbrenner, the big fella? That cat gets up and down the court or plays around the rim. He can be a problem. He's shifty as well. And then they got the transfer from Northern Iowa, who's a straight baller, 55. Baylor was it Shireman or whatever? Is that kid? I saw him play against tough type of competition. He got funk in his game. If they can play kind of like they were playing at in Maui, this is a team that can go because they got all the pieces. They can match it with anyone. Plus, they got a little bit of bench, but they got a couple players who got to be consistent, and you can see it. You know when Arthur isn't in his head because he's a good wing player. He can defend. He can score. He can hit three. When he's in his game, I think he's a glue piece. And then they got to get your boy uh, Nimhard, Nimhard Ryan. They got to get him going. He's been struggling. They've been teams have been really trying to focus on him, but in a tournament, it's hard to focus on a young guy like that. He knows how to run the offense. I think he can get back into his flow. I think Creighton's a sleeper to make a run here. So
Look,
that's
funny. I got them in the Sweet 16. Now
you
I'm
do.
looking at my bracket.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Creighton
I
is.
got Penn State in the suite. Excuse me. So Penn State is my sleeper. Excuse me. Yeah, I thought Boise big because I thought about Northwestern, but I've got Penn State going a little way. Yeah, so
All the
I'm not,
way.
not a little of the way, not all
Oh,
the
I
way.
was.
All the way. Then I lost the rent money.
Oh,
The car money. You know,
that reminds me of
all the
when.
money. If I do
That
that,
reminds me of
man, I lost all the money, man. The clothes money. I'm naked,
didn't the
baby.
Hank have
Shoot, I'm naked.
Mississippi State
I'm
in?
naked. Yeah, I said
Didn't the
the
Hank
Sweet
have Mississippi
16.
State 1 year?
A little bit of a way.
Man,
But
yeah. And
yeah,
my boy Phil
yeah.
T had some craziness like that. I was like, man, I know you're gonna be in the bottom. We on our own out here in the streets. Yeah, Hank had Mississippi State. I was like, that brother is gonna cost us everything. Um, so in terms of matchup, is there a matchup you're looking forward to seeing here in the first couple rounds?
Oh, me.
Uh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
You go for
Anybody?
you go. Yeah, I like San Diego State and College of Charleston. It's gonna be a really, I think, up and down game. I think it's gonna be a really tight game, close game. 5-12. I like that matchup. I think it's gonna be really explosive. I have the upset, but I think those are really teams that people don't see that much. They'll see some really good basketball. That's the key thing. Matchups where you don't see the teams and you're getting enlightened. Those are matchups that really are intriguing, I think. And that's the thing that you're gonna see. So
Yeah,
I,
you got one down now?
Yeah, I got Arkansas and Illinois. And,
Man, pronounce it right, man. We educated. Pronounce it
I
right.
got
Arkansas. Pronounce it right, man.
And Illinois.
Man,
Both these teams are both
Yeah,
yeah.
these teams
the
are
top coach,
disappointed,
the top
but
coach for competition coach for Arkansas, his son lives in Wisconsin, man. He works in the legislature. Yeah.
yeah, but these are two teams that kind of disappointed us during the regular season, but
Yeah.
they do have a good amount of talent.
Oh, yeah.
And
Mr. Black Mr. Black with Arkansas.
with this March Madness atmosphere, I believe it's going to bring the best out of them. So I think that's going to be a great game. I got Arkansas winning though.
There's no way
Yeah, I
in the
do too.
world Arkansas should have double-digit losses on there. I don't know what's going on with it. I know they have some injuries, but they got
Yeah,
enough on
some
that
injuries,
team
man.
not to have double-digit losses, huh?
It's deep, man. This ain't 2000. It's deep, man. You got Castan, you got a lot of the one and dones.
Yeah,
You got a
but
lot of
their
parity.
team, man, if you
You
saw
got a
them
lot of
play
parity, man.
up close and
Got a lot of
personal,
parity,
man,
bro.
the coach is I think the coach is part of it, man. His attitude is messed up, and sometimes just playing under that stuff can suck the air out of you. I watched him, and like you saw what happened at the end of the SEC when they got knocked out, and just sometimes cats like that who have benefited. His father was a pro coach; he's been able to
Yeah.
do it. There's a level of entitlement in the way they operate,
Oh yeah,
and
Tommy got fired from the NBA and he had to go back to college, man. And
yeah,
Nevada,
and he
nah, he
just
got humble.
got maybe he's better in private. Close friends of mine growing up said before we went, I watched him up in Maui. Like, you're gonna love him. You could tell he was a little bit. I thought he was just a little introverted, but when we are doing a press conference beforehand, but they're just like sometimes coaches like that can suck the air out of you. That team, like I've never seen a kid as happy as Black playing the ball. That kid plays with so much joy. Then I watched him towards the end of the season. His facial, like they sucked the energy out that kid. If that kid plays the way he's supposed to play, he a problem. He's a problem.
Well, you gonna
As your
be
boy
an
said
NBA. You gonna be an NBA player, man.
in the NC State stuff when they're talking about the run with it the 30 for 30, he's a problem. That kid right there is a problem. If he get off and get in his game, he gonna mess up the entire bracket because Black got that. And then your boy, what's his name, Counselor, whatever it is, that kid start dunking on folks. Like if they play like they supposed to play, that group is a problem. I think the coaches suck too much air out of them. But I love that Illinois game. That's gonna be a banger. The one I like, man, there's a couple here, man, that could be nice games. The all rugged 1970s game is gonna be San Diego State against Virginia. That's gonna be like 45 to, but it's gonna be the best 45 to 43 game you ever watched because they gonna know how to screens. It's gonna be for any of them 80s babies. That gonna be a game, but they're gonna be getting after it. But and I love that. That's gonna be a one of them banger games. But I would say that a game that I think would be
I don't think they're playing.
they have
San Diego State's playing Charleston and Virginia's
No,
playing.
it's second round, brother.
Yeah,
Second round.
second round.
Yeah, he said
I
different
said over
round.
the first two rounds, you have a chance of San Diego State.
Youngins don't listen. Like John
Yeah,
Morgan,
yeah.
y'all don't listen.
Yeah.
Hey,
You gotta learn the hard way. Like John Morgan.
Now that Creighton NC State game gonna be good. The Creighton
That'll be a
NC
good
State
game.
game gonna be
I
good.
got
That's gonna be
NC
up and
State
down the
winning that
court.
game. I got NC State winning that game. I got NC State winning that game now.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not fooled by Creighton, man. That's another team. Iowa State's and the Creightons of the world. Mr. McDermott, he's a can't trust it.
All right. You hope you don't put the lunch money on it.
I ain't putting the lunch money on.
I think if they meet in the second round, another good game in the second round, if they meet, is Houston and Iowa. That's them scoring.
I was just gonna say that one.
That's gonna be that would be
it'll be high volume scoring. Yeah.
That'll be some high volume scoring right there, man. That you have to get your money right on that one. That's gonna be.
Also,
good.
you have Kansas State and Kentucky.
Yep.
I really like that one. I really like Kansas State.
I like Kansas State. Yeah, Tang's a good coach, man. He's done a great job. And Keontae Johnson coming back, man, that's an amazing story because that brother wasn't medically cleared in Florida, right?
Yeah.
He's cleared in Kansas State.
Yeah.
I don't like that, man. Even though I guess he's gonna get drafted too, which would surprise me. But hey.
TCU and Gonzaga will be a good one if those two teams meet in the second round.
That'd be a good one. Yeah.
That'll be a That'll be one. So there could be a lot. There could be a number of just kind of of great matchups that we gonna see that will be a good one. All right, so we got to get to uh, try to get to our to look at our brackets. So I'm gonna try and bring up
I'm looking at
mine. Y'all
mine
gonna
right now. I got mine right
I gotta I wonder if I'm just gonna call because I got maybe I got to pull from the sheet of integrity because that was supposed to be the one that I'm supposed to operate from. I got a couple of different sheets,
Yeah,
but for
I
this,
didn't do mine yet. Well, I did one on ESPN, but I didn't do my sheet of integrity.
Yeah, I did my ESPN and
I was
no
gonna
sports
wait
guy.
for the 11 games, the 11 and the 16 games to be done with.
look at this cat. He trying to wait for the stuff to get done.
Well, yeah, so you can like
uh, what'd you
because
say?
you got games where you don't even know what team's gonna play yet.
Well, I knew Pitt was gonna win, so I had planned. I think I had Pitt going a couple rounds because I had a feeling that Pitt was going. I just had a feeling Capel was going to do a little run on them, and the way that they set that thing up, it was. I ain't gonna say it was disrespectful, but you could say it was disrespectful. I think Capel was like, he got his cats ready to play. So you said you're gonna wait. So you have enough to be able to have this
Oh
conversation
yeah,
with us?
yeah. I have a bracket.
All
Yeah, I
right.
got a bracket. Let's go.
It's just not the official one. Yeah, I'll see what I have.
I'm just trying to pull up my sheet of integrity here. All right, we'll be ready to go. Here we go. We'll go and look at my picks. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go with your. I think what I had on the rundown is your elite eight, right? Um, right. We're gonna go elite eight, then final four, then final two, and champions. So, who wants to go first? Talk about the
I
elite
can
eight
go first. Yeah, I can
and
go
why.
first.
All right, go ahead.
I got Alabama, Baylor, Purdue,
Baylor.
Purdue,
You don't turn back the clock.
Purdue,
Okay.
Marquette, UCLA, Kansas, Penn State, Houston. That's my finale. Got Penn State going a long way. They're my
Penn
sleeper team.
State.
Yeah,
You
I
drinking that
saw.
Kool-Aid.
I like what I saw, man. I didn't think of cool. I like what I saw. They're intense there. Mr. Shrewsbury, one last run with him. Yeah, so before he takes Notre Dame or Georgetown to him.
All right. So that was
Yeah,
your. Wow. Okay. Oh, who you got, Darnell?
I have Alabama and Arizona in the first game. I
Oh
have
my goodness.
I have Duke and Kansas State in the second game. I have Houston and Texas in the third game, and then I have Kansas and Gonzaga in the last game.
Okay. So say yours again, so I can.
My first one is Alabama versus Arizona.
Okay. Yep. I think we're
My
there.
second game is Duke versus Kansas State.
Kansas State.
My third game is Houston versus Texas,
Yep.
and my last game is Kansas versus Gonzaga.
Wow. Okay. So my first one is Alabama versus Arizona. My next one is Duke versus Marquette. Um, and my next one is Houston versus Texas. And my last one is UConn versus Gonzaga. Mm-hmm.
So UConn,
Yep. Sounds solid. Sounds solid. Sound like a
okay.
winner.
I got UConn losing early, so I don't
Yeah, I
know.
do too. VCU. I got VCU beating him. Mr. Rose beating him.
I got Patino beating them.
Nah,
Ah,
Patino ain't winning that game. He could, but I don't see
he
him winning
could.
that game.
Yep, he can
He
coach.
could. He could. He can coach, but I don't see him winning that game.
All right. Uh, I'll go with the final four. My final four is Alabama versus Duke, Texas versus UConn. Darnell?
I have Alabama versus Duke and Houston versus Kansas.
Houston versus Kansas. That can't trust it all Americans.
Yeah, I got
Who you got?
wow. I looked at Orlando Brown when I got signed. That's okay. Uh Alabama, Purdue, Houston, UCLA. Yeah.
Alabama, Purdue,
I think Purdue gonna finally
Houston,
got probably in the
UCLA.
Final Four.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
I hope that's your discretionary money.
No. Hey,
I just, I just hope that,
hey,
I just hope that.
hey, people laugh and
I hope we ain't talking to the
I
significant
want.
other. I hope she's not in earshot.
Nah,
Y'all gonna go from that
hey,
4-star dinner to that 3-star. I hope
nah, I
that's not
ain't.
your
Shoot, I ain't
discretionary
bet.
money.
I'm only doing RSG. That's it.
Purdue. Woo!
Yeah, I
When
got
you
Purdue,
said it, I
man.
felt bad. I'm like,
Well,
Darnell's gonna be up there.
again,
That's gonna hold up the first spot.
a lot of people, dissing Purdue, but yeah, yeah, Purdue, man. I think they'll
All right.
finally do it, man. They failed too many times. It's like Jim Boeheim. They got to win one, get one eventually, right? Jim
All
Boeheim
right.
got one in 47 years, right?
Okay. So I got Alabama and Duke, and then I have Texas against UConn.
You got UConn going all the way.
Yeah, they got the history of them in Texas is good. The runs have all been when it's been in Houston or in Texas, and they got a good team. They balling, and you got one of them Hurley's coaching. You know, you talking about somebody who can coach. Them cats be coming up with stuff, boy. You know, he more like his daddy than the other Hurley. Coaching. I think he got something up there. So, Darnell, you put yours out there already, right? The Final Four.
Yeah, yeah. It
Okay.
was Houston, Kansas, Alabama, Duke.
Alabama, dude. Yeah, that's it. The Kansas one. That's a likely
Well,
one.
the Houston Kansas game in general is like the
Yeah,
one I'm just kind of shaky on because I don't know if Sasser is going to be right.
yeah,
And if Sasser is not right, they're not making it to the Final Four.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't know if
Some tell me
Phil.
Sasser's gonna be
I
right
don't know
because
if Phil.
all the money's going out of Houston right now. So I think Sasser's gonna be right, man. Vegas knows. Hey, that's they know. Shoot, they
Yeah,
know
I
what's
just
up.
think when they run into Texas, they're gonna
I
get hit with
don't
the
know about
hammer.
Texas,
They're
man.
gonna hit.
I don't
They
know
don't
about
get the hammer throw.
man. Mr.
I
Terry's
watched
never been a
Houston.
big game before, man.
I watched
I don't
Davis
see.
bully that same team last year at the Mile Invitation. They like bullies on the block, and if you bark, they might not bark back. And them Texas cats like we know you. We know you. Them Texas cats are like 50 Cent and they Ja Rule. we know y'all got to stop singing. So I don't know, man. But yeah, I would put it. The thing about once they get a run on you, Darnell and I saw that. Once they get a run on you, they don't. The thing is, you can't let them get a run on you. Once they get going, they don't stop. So Darnell and I had a chance to see. It's basically about the same squad. Like once they get rolling, they tough. But
This same squad, they lost them. They lost the one stretch big, and they
yeah,
replaced them with Jareth Walker, who's going to be a
yeah,
top 5 pick.
yeah. So Kelvin sometimes he be getting in his feelings, but he'll be all right. He be getting in his feelings
I like
sometimes.
Kelvin.
I think I like him,
He
man.
would have been.
Sometimes
Yeah,
he a
He
little.
would have
Kelvin the Crook, whatever.
He
Kelvin the
would
Crook,
Oh my
Kelvin the
goodness,
Crook.
we
Come
can't be
on,
taking
man.
them personal shots out like that.
Man, you
Come on,
can't. Yeah,
man.
5 year no cause no show. Had to go in the NBA, man. Come on, man. He like Will
Now he in
Wade.
Houston.
Got suspended.
Now,
Got suspended
Now
before.
he in
Got
Houston up
suspended
there with
before.
the candy
Got
paint.
suspended. Got suspended before. You even get the job.
Yeah,
Got
but
suspended.
now he in Houston with the candy paint with Paul Wall. He gonna make it work. Like he doing it right. He drawing a circle around Houston.
Yeah.
He bringing it back. All right, your finals. Who you got? Who you got, darn on the finals? And
I
who's
got
winning?
Bama versus Kansas with Bama winning.
God, he trying to steal stuff
Man.
from me, man.
Yep, Brandon Miller is just too much.
Yeah,
Brandon,
he got a
he's like
guard now. So
he's Paul George.
he got a guard. You're that. He got a
Yeah, yeah.
bodyguard, full time
He's
bodyguard.
like
Yeah.
he's like Paul George. He's like Paul George was if Paul George was from the South Side of
you say you say he got a little bit more of that dog in him.
You mean
Yeah,
Chicago? Not
He
Ipsy,
take a
right? Chicago.
he'll
shoot.
take a bite
Yeah,
out
no,
about
Ipsy.
yeah. We
Man,
talking. He
we
right
go.
south side of Ipsy.
Man,
He right. He right. You
Southside
ain't been to
Chicago.
south side
Shoot.
Ipsy. There's a reason
Don't
why
want to. Don't want to.
there's a reason why they always show love to Detroit and extensions on rap stuff now. It's all that stuff is part of that. You know, we ain't gonna mention it of that TV show. It's all in the family. So let's go with who you got, Hammer.
Alabama, UCLA, Bama winning.
UCLA is an interesting thing because aren't they dealing with an injury and everything? Because I like
Yeah,
mixed
but Murray
teams.
Bailey's gonna show out. Watch, Murray
You
Bailey's
think
gonna show
so?
out.
I mean, I
Oh,
like
He's been playing well. He's been increasingly getting better every game. He gonna show out this term.
And if you don't know who Amari Bailey is, Amari Bailey's father played at Pioneer High School, won the state championship back in the day.
Was a wide receiver, yeah. So.
Yeah, Aaron Bailey. Yeah,
he was a youngin with us. You know, he was one of my youngins. You know, when we won state championship, he learned what he learned from us. You know, I know the family. We good. We with it. So we all good. It's all in the family. I was going to go back and rethink my UCLA thing because UCLA could be a problem because they'll defend. They got some players. They got my boy. Was it Yaquez?
Yeah,
whatever.
Yaquez. Yeah.
I was there to
Jaime
have
Yaquez,
that. He got introduced to the world at Maui, and when Mick was like, they took some losses. That was when Shaq's son was on the team, and his first year he was trying to change the culture, and he was like, it's officially. He said it's officially tryouts. They had a bad performance come out. Mick, I loved him. He's like it's officially tryouts, and he put this kid in second half. Just found he was on the bench. That cat had like 20 points in the second half, and then just had a great rest of the tournament, and he ain't never looked back. That cat is a pro baller.
He left Kentucky.
Yeah,
left Lexington.
He's got dog in him.
Wait, he left Kentucky too?
Yeah, he left Kentucky, man.
I know Johnny Juzang left Kentucky.
Johnny Juzang. This kid got dog in him, man. Right. So I was trying to go back and thinking if I had to make a change.
They corrected me. Yeah, they corrected me. Yeah, they had two cats on the team. That'd be messed up.
So. This is it. I got Alabama against UConn, and I got Alabama winning.
Wow, all of us agree on the. Wow.
But Alabama football school, and they're going through all this stuff. They're going through all this stuff right now.
That's going to make him
tougher,
know
how much of this stuff is going to affect him. He got to have a bodyguard now.
Think about Brandon Miller. He's the type of person. I don't think he can. He got that kind of Carmelo feel to him. What? I'm gonna kill y'all. He come up even his first game back from the controversy when everybody found out that he was involved.
Yeah,
he did the little thing.
He dogged out. Yeah, he went bananas.
Yeah, he did a little thing in warm up when it was like, "Oh, I'm patting down my gun" and all that kind of stuff.
Know,
he came out at 40. I was like, "Oh, yeah." I'm not saying that's okay. I'm not saying that's something we support.
Yeah, let's not lose sponsors. Let's not lose sponsors.
But I'm just saying.
No, because I think it was supposed to be like a TSA ready for takeoff thing. So I don't think it was supposed to be about gun patting down. It was like going through TSA.
Yeah, he patted him down.
For takeoff.
He said
that's what he was trying to say.
That's why he got bodyguard. They were patting him down. That went viral, man. That went viral. Just threatened him like, yeah, I'm gonna pat you. Yeah, man.
Man. So this is where we are right now. We will. We all of us feel like we got Alabama. We kind of. I feel like
Alabama gonna win.
Next 24 hours, I might have to go back and rethink this. I just
feel
like
because you want to win. You want to win the tournament. That's why we shouldn't even have these, man. But this ain't my sheet of integrity. I might change my mind. I might change my mind, man.
I'm just like, man. When everybody's on that side, it got me thinking.
I'll be like Mike Golick, man.
But I don't see anybody getting their way with the way he played. Like they said, they got like two cats at every position. They deep.
Oh yeah,
and so
County dude can ball too. He's gonna be a top. He's gonna be a pick.
Yeah, and their head coach, he coached in Michigan.
Romulus.
He know how to get down. He know how to get down. You know what this stuff is all about.
Mr. Oates.
This is gonna be well, fellas. We are ready. We are ready for the tournament. We are ready to tumble all y'all cats who think y'all gonna get in here and do something with us. We just the three. We three of the whole Wu-Tang. We got more folks to put in there. We got our method man, Marcus the Game Changer out there. Doing something. He right now he's doing his own album. We might do that. We got Inspector Deck. We got Phil T. PhD out there. He'll be jumping in on that. We got our sisters who and women who are part of the face. So we got enough here. But the three of us right now, we're gonna hold it down. We already know. At least two of us gonna be in the top three. So if y'all think y'all gonna get down,
we gonna have all three.
We might have all three of these things.
We have all.
I might get a belt for all of us.
Right now. Look at right now.
I might get a belt for all of us. Maybe I'll just get a belt for all of us, so we all
You're gonna
have a
get a
belt.
three-way tie. Three-way tie. That's what you're gonna do.
Three-way. We just get
Three-way
a belt
tie.
for all of us, man. We just
Yeah,
gonna
you get a
clown it.
three-way
If you
tie.
think you that bad, come on out here and get some. As they say, don't jump up to get beat down. Just come on
No.
through if you think you got that kind of knowledge. We already demonstrate. All right, we gonna drop the mic if I can get to my stuff. As we've been trying to do, we've been trying. In 2023, we trying to RSG. Here we trying to put the positive vibes out in the world. We try to get people their flowers, and we're here. We're here trying to give folks their flowers, and so we're gonna drop the mic, and each of us gonna give opportunity for us to give somebody their flowers. So let me go to I always start with Hammer to kind of set the tone, and then we'll hit Darnell, and then I'll come in.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the mic for my man Ryan Poles. Again,
Yeah.
I gotta give my shout
Yeah,
out to my brother. First of all, great trade for DJ Moore. This is DJ Moore. DJ Moore is that trash throwing to him. The brother's been balling. So great pickups for Mr. Terrain Edmonds, Mr. Nate Davis. Just the culture that I see right now, and I can't wait for the draft too. But I'm just very excited about how his brother is turned one pick into many picks and going to change around. And then with Mr. Rogers going to go to NYC, we finally got a chance. It's going to be me, Detroit, and us going to be fighting for it. That's going to be. We're going to be dominating the Central, the North for 10 years to come, man. Lions and the Bears, back and forth. So I want to thank Brother Poles. He learned from the best, Mr. Beach, Mr. Reed. A guy, this is great. A guy who was cut by the Bears, a player in the last cuts, now is running the franchise, running the cuts. That's karma, man. And so, I want to thank, we just got PJ Walker too. We balling, man. So I want to thank him for, again, giving us hope again in the city of Chicago, because I know last year, 3-14, we were raggedy. Just awful. And so, but he's giving us hope. And with Mr. Rogers clowning, he's going to be out of town. And, I think, again, we're going to see good times. Justin Fields going to take the next step with Mr. Moore. Claypool going to show out and get his money. And I'm going to drop the mic for Mr. Ryan Poles. Thank you for, again, the plan that you're doing together and showing Black excellence. Drop the mic.
There you go, Darnell.
It should be no surprise at all who I'm giving my flowers to. You know who I'm giving my flowers to. Mr. Tom Izzo. Come Thursday, I think they play Thursday. Coach Izzo will become the first men's college basketball coach to make 25 straight. I said that right. 25 straight NCAA tournament appearances. That is most of all time, just breaking Coach K's record. That's just because Tom Izzo is the model of consistency in college basketball. I don't know if it's true today. I don't think it is, but there was a point in my life where they said, if you were to go to Michigan State and if you were to play all 4 years, it was guaranteed that you played in the Final Four. And up until 2015, I think that's true. Actually, that might still be true. Wait a minute. Because they made the Final Four, I think in 2015, when Jahlil Okafor and them won it. And then they made it again in 2019 with Cassius Winston in them. Nah, I think it was just broken last year, but whatever. But point still stands. Tom Izzo, the model of consistency. That's what I'm giving my flowers to. The first coach to win, not to win, the first coach to make it to 25 straight NCAA tournaments.
A to the Izzo. We say?
Yeah, I said, man, hey, I got nothing to say, but he's amazing, man. I remember with Joe Heathcote, I didn't think he would be able to replicate that. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke. They promoted him. I thought they should have gone outside, but hey, Michigan State knows what they're doing. I give them credit. Yeah, Mr. Izzo has been turn down the pro opportunities, and he got his son been on the team before, but he got another son. Did he have another son on the team, or I don't remember? It was a couple years ago, right?
Steven's on the team right now.
Oh, that's right. He got a team too. I'm like, yeah. So it's tremendous, man. I saw Guard's kid last night. Woo! Have mercy. Dropped the
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Isaac Guard. God bless him, man. I know he got 4.0, man.
Oh. All right. So, I've been debating which if I was going to do this because it's it's something I should be giving the flowers, but it just upsets you. But I'm gonna give flowers to Rodney Terry, man, the interim coach to Texas. They need to go and get that cat the job. I mean, what he had to deal with to keep those kids focused, to keep them on, and all they've done is gone on an incredible run. They did what they're supposed to do. I think he did a great job coaching those kids. I just want to say, he has been dedicated to the program, and we need to just, you know, it's tough to keep things together when you have that kind of public kind of thing, and keeping those kids focused. As my man would say up in Minnesota, Youngin would say, the main thing. Keep focused on the main thing. I think Rodney Terry has just done an incredible job, and Texas need to go on and give him that job, especially when we're gonna keep it positive. Go on and give it that job. I'm not gonna give it other reasons why, but I'm gonna send these flowers to Rodney Terry. Hopefully, they know enough to do it. If the announcement came out while we were on the show, but he still had an interim tag by the time I came up on this show, so I'm assuming it's still there. But they need to take that thing away, and he's just done an amazing job at Texas. All right, until we see y'all again, enjoy. I have my next 2 days is my personal holiday. I create the M&M holiday, March Madness holiday. I've done that, and Hammer know that. I used to go down and hang out my favorite spot in Rockford. I might find a new spot because I think there's some gunplay happening around the streets down there. So I'm at I got too much other stuff to be doing. I might just have to be at the house.
Where's sports bar in Beloit? Where's sports bar? I'll join you up down there. Let's
Huh?
Beloit. I'll join you down there. Let's meet Beloit.
Yeah, I'm do something to Beloit. You gonna come on down?
Yeah, bro. Stop, man. Just invite, bro.
You know that's always an open invitation. You know how we get down. Thursday and Friday.
I thought
they try to put meetings on my schedule. I had to do this.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Associate Dean,
that's you do, man. Shoot.
Yeah, I had to become.
Man. Let me know.
I'm gonna give it all to you.
Let me know.
Them other 366 days or whatever, 63 days or whatever we got over here, whatever they got, 65, 63 days. I'm gonna give it to you. Even Christmas, you know how I get down. I'm gonna give it to you. But these are 2 days I can't give it to you. I just got to. I got to create that space. It's about balance. You know how that goes, right? Yeah. So, y'all enjoy. We're gonna have fun with it. We'll be monitoring this stuff, but we'll see you on the side. Particularly the next show, we'll know what happened these first rounds. So we have a lot to talk. We'll figure out whose sheet is blown up. That's already gonna be on the rundown. Whose sheet is blown up? Because somebody's sheet gonna get blown up. That's why I gotta go back and look at it. Because somebody gonna be disappointed by 11 o'clock on Friday morning. It's gonna be ugly. This kind of year it is. I can feel it, and that's why I feel like I got too much chalk. Because I think somebody gonna be culling outside the lines tomorrow. Because some of these cats is coming with hooping. Some of these cats are like, my name is my name. Y'all don't know nothing about me. I ball, and we gonna learn who they are. So that's what I love about this. Somebody gonna make their name starting tomorrow. And we don't know who they are right now, but they're gonna be a darling by Saturday morning. We're gonna be talking about them, and we surely will talk about them next week on the show. And so till next time, for my man Hammer and the youngin, this is D. Wilson. See you on the other side.